If you have an Apple Watch, there's a good chance you're not using it at its full potential. As I'm always amazed how many people have an Apple Watch and they use it day to day, but have absolutely no idea about some of these amazing features. That is why we're in today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you all the amazing tips and tricks and some clever ways I'm able to use my Apple Watch to its full potential. That will definitely help you out. So it doesn't matter if you have an Apple Watch 3, Series 3, Series 8, SE, or even the Apple Watch Ultra, all these features I'm gonna go ahead and show you are all identical so long as you're on the latest watch OS. So as always, my name is Eddie. Welcome to HotshotTek. Let's go ahead and begin. If your Apple Watch screen is destroyed, it's not responsive, or you need to change something or adjust something, a way you can override this is use your iPhone to control your Apple Watch. To do this, it's extremely easy. Just go in your iPhone settings, so long as it's paired to the same device, go in accessibility, click on Apple Watch mirroring, enable it here, and now wait a couple seconds, it should link up, and you're able to control everything on your Apple Watch from here, including the power and the digital crown button. Now, if you like to repair your Apple Watch cracked display, if it's not like this, it's not missing any glass pieces, stuff like that, you have to replace the entire Apple Watch or have the entire screen replaced. But if you have like a crack or something like that, you can actually use these like liquid screen protectors. It's said to actually fill in the gaps in most cases and will actually clean out the look and makes it less noticeable that there is a crack. So there's a cool solution right here. You have a crack on your display, but it's not too bad. You can always do this as a last resort. Now, in case your iPhone isn't responsive, you can also control your iPhone from your Apple Watch by simply just going into your settings on your Apple Watch and go into accessibilities and click on control nearby devices. Select your iPhone. This menu will pop up and will give you basically all the important functions, the buttons you need to do to operate your Apple Watch wirelessly. So the next one on our list is holding a phone call until you find your iPhone. If you ever have to answer a phone call on your wrist, if you tap 3 dots, you'll have this new feature where it says answer on iPhone. You could tap right here and then you could rush in the house and grab your phone without missing that call. As you can see, as our iPhone actually has accepted the call, just they're on hold on the other line. And once you answer, everything should resume smoothly. Now, I've been riding a lot of e-bikes lately, and a feature that I usually remove or enable is the vibration haptic feedback when using navigation. If you'd like to go ahead and enable this, all you simply have to do is just go on your iPhone and go launch the Watch app, go into Maps, and here's where you can actually enable or disable some of these turn alerts. So as I'm cycling, Apple Maps will identify that I'm on a cycle route, and it's gonna give me a haptic feedback so I don't miss my turns when I'm cycling. And of course, you can enable it or disable it when you're driving. Sometimes driving is annoying because the instrument display that your vehicle has will also show you the navigation, so it's not always necessary. Moving along to the next one is a stealthy way to check the time. Also using the vibration haptic feedback motor that the Apple Watch has, if you actually take 2 fingers and you have your device on silent, your Apple Watch will actually vibrate and tell you the time. This is super nifty to use, especially in situations where you're in a dark environment, you don't want to be rude, illuminating your screen, or you're in a meeting, you just need to know the time. Just take 2 fingers, long press on the Apple Watch face, give it a couple seconds, it'll give you a haptic feedback of the current time. So the first buds are going to be hours and then minutes, of course. To go ahead and enable this, it's not always enabled by default. Just go into your Apple Watch settings and go into the clock section. And then where you see haptic time, go ahead and enable this, and you can select between these different modes as well. Digital is the most traditional one. Voice code, I don't know. If you're expert in voice code, then there you go, you can select that. Digital works just fine for everyone. Now let's go ahead and some nitty-gritty basics, and that is app layouts. To switch between the grid view or the list view, just press and long hold anywhere in the dark space area. You have the capability to switch between these 2 different modes. And if you like to delete them, you can just do a little slide right here. It'll delete some third-party or even first-party apps. And you can do the exact same thing on the grid view as well. If you want to rearrange these apps to your own personal preference, like if you're on the honeycomb, you can actually do so. It's easier if you do it on your iPhone, however, from my personal experience, from my recommendation, as you can just tap on app view right here, arrangement, and you can move them around however you like. And you can also delete them from here as well. I've seen a lot of people make some creative designs or looks or really do organize everything from colors or categorize things. So go nuts, go crazy, and make your life easier. Then moving along, when it comes to operating your Apple Watch, you should already know by tapping the digital crown will actually take you to the main menu, but also if you double tap, it'll take you back to your previously open app, of course. Then the bottom button, this will basically take you to your app switcher. In other words, the docks. This can actually be changed, so you can actually rearrange it instead of doing your previously open apps to your most used apps. By launching the Apple Watch app on your iPhone, go into docks. Here you can actually select recent or favorites. Here you can actually tap edit and add the apps you actually find yourself using the most. So you have a much better, quicker access to some of your favorite apps instead of going into the app view. Now, if you'd like to extend the best battery life possible out of your Apple Watch, in case your Apple Watch health is really low and you're trying to squeeze as much juice as much as possible, on your iPhone, go into General and go look down, search for background app refresh right here, and enable this, and then manually select the apps you really don't care to automatically refresh in the background. Now, with this said, now what would happen if you disable some of these apps is you will actually have to manually turn on the app, launch it, and it will refresh once you launch it. So it doesn't like use up battery in the background when it's constantly refreshing for the latest data of recent notification and such. Now, if you actually own AirPods Pros, you can actually allow your AirPods Pro active noise cancellation to work together with your Apple Watch by simply going into your Apple Watch app setting one more time and go into sound and haptics and just go into headphone safety, and where it says reduce loud sound, enable this, select the decibel, and now the Apple Watch and your AirPods Pro will actually work together. So this way, whenever sirens or a car honks right next to you, you're not just gonna judder. The Apple Watch will actually do its best to cancel that sound from disturbing you. And yes, this will work with beat canceling headphones so long as it has active noise cancellation, and of course your AirPod Max as well. And lastly, the most important one is find your iPhone. If you ever misplace your iPhone, just launch Control Center, tap the little iPhone icon. Of course, this will play sound, but if you long press, it will actually use the flash so you can actually locate it quicker. A lot of people seem to overlook this one all the time. And there you have it. Now you know all the important tips and tricks there is to know that you can get the most out of your Apple Watch. If you found this video useful and informative, I'd greatly appreciate it if you can actually leave this video a like and get subscribed for more tech videos just like this. If you wish to watch more, maybe you want to check out some amazing third-party apps they could download on the App Store that will also help you out in terms of getting the most value out of your Apple Watch, check out that previous video right over here. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.